there, Monster fans. Oh boy, it's a hot one. The mercury is arising and the conditions are near perfect for a good old Southern California structure fire. Master fabricator Jesse James is about to take on Long Beach's finest firemen in a barn-burning bonanza. So lay the kids down, put the dog out, and grab your best marshmallow stick because the next Monster Garage challenge is just around the bend.
Join us now as Jesse and his gang of maverick mechanics rip, grind, and burn, transforming ordinary street vehicles into monster machines in the Monster Garage. This week's challenge, take a 1996 Lincoln Town Car stretch limousine and transform it into the world's meanest fire truck. The rules. When built, the monster machine must appear to be stock. The team can spend no more than $3,000 in hard cash for parts. Jesse and his crew have 7 days and nights. On the first day, they design. For the next 5, they build. And on the 7th day, they race. If successful, they walk away with a $3,400 set of Mac tools. And the clock starts now. Day 1. Into the monster's den come Jesse James and his dream team of artists, engineers, and specialists from across the United States. Their skills have been called upon to give this wedding wagon a monster makeover. A 1996 Lincoln Town Car limousine with its hefty V8 engine is great for transporting kids to the prom, but making it into a firefighting machine will be a stretch, even for Jesse James and his crew.
I'm a performance artist. High performance artist.
Jesse James, direct descendant of the legendary Outlaw, is one of the premier motorcycle builders in the world. His one-of-a-kind bikes are an unparalleled fusion of metal-bending skills and creative genius. But will he be able to accomplish the unusual task of transforming an ordinary limousine into the ultimate super soaker?
I don't know how the fire truck works. I have no clue. But, you know, lucky enough we brought people in that have that bit of knowledge that I could take.
The design team convenes in the war room.
I think appearance-wise, it should look like a limo.
Okay, just keep it essentially what it is.
Ed Blanford, top Mazda designer for the last 11 years, flows the lead, giving form to fantasy.
The more unique the problem, the more interesting the problem-solving process. I've never thought about a luxury car like this before.
We never get this to look exactly like that. I'm here to get done.
That's a very true statement.
Vinnie Bergman knows limos. Just ask him.
Jesse's gonna need my help, that's for sure.
In the limousine business, he's a titan.
Because I am the best.
You want something that will flow some serious water.
Flowing water is Rick Goodell's specialty as an engineer for Seagrave, the premier fire engine manufacturer. He's here from Clintonville, Wisconsin.
Seagrave builds only 200 to 250 custom vehicles a year. We build everything from the ground up.
It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. It doesn't matter what you do when you do get there. The fire's going to go out eventually.
Mike Schrout speaks from experience. He's a 12-year veteran of the Long Beach, California Fire Department.
This is something creative. This is something that we're taking from our brains and our guts, and we're going to weld it into a chunk of pumping machinery.
No idea is too wild for the Monster Garage.
Big fireproof blanket over the whole thing. Smother it. Right? Don't tell me no.
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 You need to make a catapult and have a 55-gallon drum with that fire retardant stuff they drop out of planes. Over the fire.
Designs are coming fast and furious, but with this schedule, it's time to get serious.
You're gonna do this in 7 days. Unless you do prop stuff. Like, you know?
It's got to be functional. I think the best thing we could hope for is to make it look like a cannon. So when the top flips open, that a big water
cannon
comes out.
If we decide that we want to go with this thing shooting as much water as possible, you need to go with a centrifugal type pump, which needs to be driven by a powerful motor. It's going to be able to flow the monitor out the top. We could put nozzles in the front and the back, all remote. pointing?
Suctions off the side.
Everything.
Right.
It all seems simple. A pump will be mounted inside the limo, and a water cannon will pop through the roof. But a crucial question remains.
How much is one of those pumps?
If you go out and buy one, it costs you 30,000 bucks. We gotta try and find one. And whatever we can scavenge, we can put in there.
Mike doesn't share Rick's optimism.
All but impossible.
The pump is key.
You guys got the easy part. You can like dream up whatever you want, but like the reality is, that's why I'm like skeptic on everything.
Right,
You know, like no.
It's almost midnight, and the design day ends with a $30,000 problem.
Well, it looks like we have a couple of guys up there trying to kill the flames.
We could call it that, the flame killer.
The design requires a high-velocity pump mounted in the car, powered by the limo's V8 engine. Once activated, the roof will open and a water cannon will emerge from beneath, delivering high-pressure gallonage to a blazing inferno. Per fire department requirements, it must shoot 100 feet. But there's a big hole in this plan, and only a powerful pump can fill it. Has the design day been all for nothing? Day 2, 5 a.m. Jesse's band of merry metalheads arrive to make a monster come to life. Jesse James is in the house. Long Beach firefighter Mike Strout stays on for the build. Hot rod creator Steve Denish hails from Birmingham, England. Paul Johnson from Turlock, California is the fleet mechanic at Cal State Long Beach. Lisa Lejean of Hollywood, California teaches welding at LA Trade Tech. Wink Eller, legendary motorcycle builder from Orange, California, is here to work his magic. The troops gather to get their orders.
You guys got a good concept.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody's got to work together, because 7 days seems like a long time, but it goes up, it's like that, it's gone. And it'll be like the 5th day, and we're like, whoa, running around trying to chase our tail. I think we should cut that floor out and look at the reinforcement.
Not very often you get to go into a limousine and just kind of tear it apart like that. That's it.
As the crew tears into the limo, Mike works his local connections in a desperate search for the pump.
We want to move at least 1,000 gallons a minute, and I'm going to install it in a car. All right, bye. He's got nothing.
The doors are removed for easy access, and the limo is rotated into position.
Check it out, man.
Wink does a little house cleaning.
This is a mess. Getting organized.
The team sets aside essential items to be used later.
We kept the bar, though. We got to draw the line somewhere. It's only a matter of time. Better call the paramedics, man.
If we can't get a pump, then we'll have to rethink our situation. I want to find a fire truck pump.
No luck on the pump. In a last-ditch effort, Mike drives to Pierce, a fire truck repair and salvage yard.
I called the guy, and he said he might have one in the backyard. A pump. Well, it's a pump. Panel. I don't see what we need. I need something like this, actually. Do you guys have any plans for this?
This one. I have another one here, though. It's not putting out full capacity, but it should work for what you want.
It doesn't hit fire department specs, but it'll pump plenty of water for the monster team. A handshake seals a heck of a deal, a mere $1,500.
Awesome.
Back at the monster garage, Mike shares the spoils of his efforts.
If we had enough nozzles, it would put out 1,250 gallons.
Whoa.
Now that's at draft. That's drafting water out of a still, like a pool. But hooking it up to a hydrant, you probably get closer to 1,500.
This baby could drain a backyard pool in 10 minutes. Wink and Paul retrieve the monster's most vital organ.
Said about 500 pounds.
That is the heart of the project.
To transplant this heart, the monster surgical team must rip out the exhaust, extract the driveline, and slice a hole in the belly of the beast. Not even Vinny is prepared for a limo like this.
Look what we got here. We got 2,500 pounds of pump. I mean, limos don't carry pumps.
Vinny thinks the team was too aggressive in tearing apart the limo.
Well, this controls all the open and closed doors, the switches, the lights, and stuff like that. The monster crew didn't know that we shouldn't have cut these. Monster boys, take it easy.
This isn't fluffy fairy foo-foo garage. This is monster garage. This is monster garage. So now we got to get that floor out of there, huh?
Using an air hammer as his scalpel, Wink delicately removes the 18-gauge steel underskin of the limo.
Somebody's got to get in and fold it.
Okay, hold on.
Is that all right?
Yeah, straight out.
This, man, this is great. Fold your face. Well, let go. All you.
The final obstacle is the drive shaft.
You gotta heat up the flange and then hitting it with a lead hammer so we can loosen the bolt. Drop the drive shaft out.
I got it. What's that floorboard gonna fall on?
Before the drive shaft is put back into service, it will be cut and modified to transmit power from the engine to both the pump and the rear wheels. Wink's new perspective gives him a better idea for opening the limousine's roof.
Right across there, cut the seam, and then cut the seam back that way and make it fold back that way. Because then you got the window going up there. That makes that much more room.
And we don't have to cut through all those electronics.
Exactly.
The team implements Wink's plan right away.
We can just put a double.
Okay, start cutting.
The Sawzall makes a quick job of it. Even Vinny takes a turn slicing through the canopy.
Perfect.
Now that's a sunroof.
Mike shows Steve the booty he scored from the Long Beach Firemen's Museum. The light bar captures Wink's attention.
The last time I saw one of these, the guy was getting ready to pull me over.
Cool. We have lights.
I'm a hot rodder, whether it be hot rodding a Harley, hot rodding a car, hot rodding a fire truck. I have more fun than anybody.
Wink Eller is a legend in the motorcycle world. His creation holds the speed record for a bike with a sidecar, 173 miles per hour, but he's determined to hit 200.
I enjoy waking up every morning and going and creating something. One of the things that really pushes me is when somebody says, you can't do that. That's my challenge.
That'll say Firetruck.
For Wink, every problem has a solution. Now he has a clever plan for concealing the light bar.
I'm going to try to make a...
Yeah.
We've come up with an idea to make it flip out of the top.
The crew appears to be humming along in perfect mechanical harmony, but Mike spots a problem with his precious
I
pump.
give you the measurements on that shaft.
What's missing is the vital connection, an output shaft. It will connect the pump to the standard drive shaft in the rear and allow the car to drive. Mike found a geared piece in the Pierce yard, but it doesn't fit.
Because now I can tell you right now that this output shaft is the wrong one because we just got this one laying on the ground out there.
This should be a female.
Finding this part won't be easy.
The way to find out what pump model this is or pump trans this is to read one of these two plates that's missing.
We can hook up the pump, make the pump work without that, but the car won't move.
This is a serious problem. If you don't get that made now,
Yeah.
you know, we're...
I hear you.
So we should address that now.
You guys want to wrap this up, or you want to work all night?
At 10 to midnight, the weary crew calls it a day.
I think we should be able to get one hell of a stream out that top monitor. We should be able to shoot that thing a good 100 feet. Put it out of fire.
Well, we need to test it both ways, too. We need to put a fire out with it, and we need to get a couple of high school kids and take them to the prom.
See if they can make out in the back seat.
Is this a guy thing or what? These guys are a good team, these monster guys. I don't know where we got them from, but they're busting ass.
The build team buzzed along on their first day, but pump problems could paralyze their progress. Tomorrow, the pump must go in with or without the proper parts. Monster Garage factoid. In the 1st century BC, the Roman fire department employed 7,000 firefighters. Day 3, the limo is scheduled for a pump transplant at 8 a.m. sharp.
Where's that engine hoist?
I think we're gonna put it in from the bottom.
Lift the car up.
You know,
stick that
lift the
underneath.
car up, shove this over there, and then set the car down on top of
There
it.
you go. It'll fit between the frame rails, won't it?
There, yeah.
She rolls in easy. The Monster Boys have their work cut out for them.
We don't want to bend that.
The plan is to get the pump wedged onto the lift first, then attached to the limo's frame. After propping one side of the pump in place, they will use a 3-ton floor jack to raise the other side.
We're getting close to being on the crate with the lift.
It's pure brawn versus cast iron as the crew attempts to push the pump into place.
Whoa, hang on.
I think we have just maxed out the lift.
Can you pull the pad off?
With a 5,500-pound limo and a pump that weighs who knows what, the lift has reached maximum capacity.
I think the 2 fat ladies have some.
Sorry,
Speaking
guys.
of fat ladies, I'll just step out.
It's not lifting.
Maybe I better get out too, huh?
She's a wee bit heavier than we thought, that pump.
Minus Mike and Paul, the lift begins to rise.
Whoa.
There we go.
There she
Now
is.
we're on.
They're on, but they're not in. They're resting on the lift. Now they need to brace it on the limo's
I don't want
frame.
to get under it.
The monster crew scrounges some old tires for a makeshift stand. They lower the pump onto the tires, whose rubbery flexibility is about right for the next task,
Okay, now we're clear.
wedging in the bracing.
Lift down.
I need some
and
short
be able
ones
to-
of those.
11-gauge 2x4 steel tubing will support the pump's weight and allow Lisa to weld it onto the frame.
So close.
If the pump crashes down, somebody's going to lose a finger. But after a few tense moments, they get it in there.
All right, we're going.
Did I pinch you?
Yeah, just a little. Okay,
Okay, guys. All right.
Beautiful. Watch my hands under it.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Oh, man, oh, man. Are we good? Or what?
I'll say 7. I've gone from 5 to 6 to 7.
Oh, I bet it's 1,500 pounds. 1,500 pounds if it's
Well,
an
by the time I'm done with the project, I'll probably be right with you.
It's gotta be. That's worth as much as a car.
Lisa welds the bracing in place. And Mike explains what the heck this hunk of metal does.
Now, when we get to where we want to be and we hook up to a hydrant source, we switch this into pump, and now, instead of driving the rear wheels, it's going to operate this section, which is the pump transmission. Our hydrant water is going to be coming in this way. The impellers are driven by the pump shaft, speeds the water up, pressurizes it, and then out into the discharge manifold. And then from there, the water's either going to come out this hole or there's an equal hole right here. And from here, we're going to run our plumbing.
Do you have tape?
Glasses?
I'll weld by braille.
Braille may come in handy when Wink goes blind. Steve and Wink worry that the pump may drag on the street.
Look how much is hanging down below.
See that blue transfer case hanging down? That's below the frame rail. We may have to put bigger tires on it. Okay. Let's set the car down and see what the suspension does.
Yeah.
Boy, cool!
Not
It's
bad.
holding it. It is holding it.
We'll be all right.
Absolutely.
6 inches is plenty of ground clearance in the Monster Garage.
Yeah.
It's gonna ride like a Cadillac.
Lincoln would like to hear that.
It's a Lincoln. Gonna
Ride
ride
like a Lincoln,
Cadillac.
18-inch wheels will get them out of this jam, but a greater problem will be getting power through the pump and out to the rear wheels.
Do it.
Since the power will have to drive through the pump, this vehicle will need 2 drive shafts.
We have a super short little drive shaft that will drive from the transmission into the water pump. This part here goes on the output of the water pump. Then we can drive straight through the transfer case to the rear end, and when we throw the lever, we'll be pumping the water. All we need now is the parts.
Steve was born near Birmingham, England, and moved to America in 1988.
I started Limeworks Speed Shop in '94. Literally an Englishman living the American dream. The appeal to me on street riding was getting a car that looks like an old car, which it is, basically built in the 30s or 40s, and putting modern running gear and suspension in it so you can drive it at 100+ miles an hour. If I set myself a goal, I'm going to do it. Like this here is perfect for us. It's not going to beat us, it's the machine against us.
Acting on a hunch, Wink removes the rear drive shaft to see if it will fit in front between the engine and the pump.
Bar out.
Perfect.
So now we're good.
So we're looking at it. We walk over
Start
here.
measuring up.
We start measuring up. Guess what? The back drive shaft fit perfect from the pump to the trans. We don't have to cut a front drive shaft.
The rear drive shaft now is in the front.
Is in the front.
Love it. That's brilliant. No expense.
Living right today.
No expense either. It's a free drive shaft.
Freebie.
No, we're not going to cut this one. No, I don't think so.
The team was hot on day 3, but as day 4 begins, the crew still needs a design for raising the water cannon.
It seems like it'd be logical if you did an O-ring sealed thing. There'd be one that worked off of water pressure.
Yeah, that's actually what holds it up. They used to, real old truck used to have one that went up 50 feet. Completely telescopic.
The limo just go.
There's no time for pipe dreams. Wink has an idea.
Where's that push broom at?
The broom's sweeping movement demonstrates that an articulating or hinging action could be used to raise the monitor.
So we're going to have the A-frame in there to hinge it from, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's going to go in this morning.
One quick sketch locks in the details.
When the clamshell opens up on the top, the sunroof goes forward, the monitor will come up through the top.
Do you know what a monitor is?
A monitor, an articulated mounting for a nozzle, which permits a stream of water to be played in any desired direction, as in firefighting.
The person will be able to stand up back here and man the monitor.
And it's time to build the broom-inspired A-frame design.
Put the bar through before we weld it.
Lisa lets the sparks fly as she fuses the metal braces.
This is where the mount's gonna be. Shoot the water out. No, I'm just joking.
A monster problem becomes a monster solution.
Hey, Limey.
Yes, sir.
Check this out.
Ay, caramba! It's dead level with the roof, too.
I know.
Eyeball that.
Okay, Wink, say, who's bad?
The monitor goes up under wink power, and hydraulics could make it rise. But Steve thinks an electric linear motor is a better solution. The others agree, so Steve goes and orders it. Meanwhile, Paul is getting frustrated in the trunk.
I want to hit something with this. This is just too cool. I've been a gearhead since I was a little boy. Go out and tear apart Dad's lawnmowers and anything I can get my hands on.
As a wild teenage gearhead, Paul had a brush with death in his custom Camaro.
So I launched it to the other side and caught air. And when I landed in the field, instead of rolling sideways, I went end over end. I ended up breaking my neck in 5 places. I remember coming to it, the one hospital, and I look up, and there's a priest, you know, our little small town priest, the same one that baptized me. He's over the top of me doing all this. I kind of open one eye and says, "Not yet, Father, I ain't ready." Okay. Simple little things turn out to be bigger deals than they thought. Because with all the weight for the tools we're going to put up here, the trunk doesn't want to stay open. Okay. I figured it was going to shoot it up faster. Perfect. Perfect is good on.
Wink still insists on welding by braille, but Lisa's on safety patrol. She explains that the right welding lens is key to protecting your vision.
When you strike the arc, that's why your eyes are, at night, are they really tired? It's a lens, you're using the number 10, look. This right here, arc welding, 10 times bright as the sun. Increased by 11, minimal. Watch the difference in your eyes.
The hose actually should thread directly to that.
On here?
Yeah, so if you want to mount that one flush with the back of your box.
Okay, what we've done here is made brackets for the inlet valve so we can connect up to the fire hydrant. The water comes in here.
Roll this down and just sit on it.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it's going to sit.
Because it's nice and easy to grab it. You've got a bit
Yeah.
more room to grab it.
Yeah.
Right, that's where she's going to go then.
Upward.
Wink reveals his latest scheme, a design to make the entire limousine transform at once.
Here's what we're thinking. One button. When we push the button to open up the moonroof, then it makes everything else work. The rest of the stuff will all open.
And set the lights going as well.
And the lights will come on.
That's it. Simpler the better.
Yeah.
I think we're doing all right. We're knocking it out, you know. It's kind of a lot of crap to have to put in the back of that limo, you know.
As day 4 ends, Jesse has a little surprise for the crew, a training fire.
All units be advised, Big Schwag still here. We have a 5-alarm fire blazing in downtown Long Beach. Jesse James and his monster posse are about to ride for the flame fighting showdown, so don't move. Monster Garage will be right back.
Day 5, the pump is in, the roof is cut, and the plans are set. But not a single pipe has been plumbed. The output shaft is missing, and the water cannon is yet to rise. With only 2 days left, this crew needs a fire lit under them.
We got 2 days left. No pressure, no fun.
If we can have one Y coming up.
Mike solves the plumbing puzzle, or does he?
Is that right in front of that? So it'll come out this discharge and we'll Y this one up and over that manifold. Up and over. Pump. This plumbing coming over will, you know, oh no,
That side is going to be for the
You're right. This one is for the.
Yeah, so
What you're saying is you got a good understanding how all that works and everything, how we're going to plumb it? Okay, good. Then you do that.
Mike's in control.
Even if I don't, I'll say yeah.
We're putting you in charge of that then.
When complete, hydrant water will be sucked in through the inlet valve, accelerated and then sent to the monitor and hand lines. Throttling up the car's engine will shoot the water further.
Hey, what's up with that?
666, number of the beast. What, you didn't know I was a Satan worshiper?
I thought you was just young and a little wild. You got problems here. But we'll talk about that later. Hey, Cross. X-nay this. As you know, good always triumphs. Look, he's not even here and he got it working for him.
Jesse appoints Mike the Pontiff of Pipe.
Plumbing. There's going to be a lot of cutting and a lot of welding because every time we have a joint or change of direction in the plumbing, that's going to have to be a complete circular weld all the way around the pipe and have it watertight. Not my problem because I'm not the welder.
But Lisa Lejeune is the welder.
Welding is the art of fusion.
Lisa learned welding at the tender age of 17.
The whole aura of welding, it just captivated me. How tough and dense metal was, but then with a little heat, you could shape it and twist it. Light a torch, you actually just cut this metal. It was easy as cutting a steak with a knife.
Lisa is used to being the only woman on the team. Her mother's advice has been her guide.
My mom says, Lisa, you never have to say how good you are or compete. Your work is gonna speak for itself. Let your weld be your signature. I do love welding.
While Steve measures and Paul grinds, Mike grabs another tool, the phone. He still doesn't have the output shaft. Tomorrow is the last build day, and time has run out for the part to be shipped.
We only have $3,000 to work with total for the whole car. So is there any way you think you could find us one, a used one or cheaper? Or?
Finally, Mike realizes there's only one way to get the output shaft in time and on budget.
We might have to make it. Or you might have to make it, I should say.
I'll go over to Jesse's and I'll machine all those pieces that we need. But I got to tell you, it's going to take me all day.
Really?
I mean, that's a lot of work. I mean, I got to... It's a lot of work.
You got to have that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did in the water without it.
Yeah.
We can pump, but we can't drive.
That's right. I got to machine this for this bearing. And once this bearing can fit in here, and then I got to make a housing because since we can't locate a housing. We'll just make one.
So Wink heads over to West Coast Choppers to borrow Jesse's machining tools. While Wink gets to work on Jesse's turret lathe, the crew labors on.
Now, let me ask you this. You can weld it to this thing, right?
Mike and Lisa team up to tackle a tangle of tubes that will feed the fire hoses and finish the flames.
Thank you.
Wink's first task is a gender change for the output shaft, male to female. He drills out a space for the bearing. Steve shatters the privacy window.
Oh well. Can't make an omelet without breaking eggs.
But nothing will keep him from getting his bloody light bar in.
We'll just bust the other corner. That's it. If I can get that hung tonight, I'll be happy camper.
The hard work and sleep deprivation makes the crew a little giddy.
Quality bikes are us, old boy.
Steve sees some technology he can borrow from this bike, a $10 outlay at a yard sale.
Let's rip this bastard apart. We're going to try and use this sprocket here and the chain to operate the light bar.
Like that?
There she blows. Thank you. Thanks. This is going to be the drive. It goes in the middle of the light bar bracket, which is up here. And that's going to be the drive for the light bar to turn it from a roof into a light bar.
With that, and that's going to swing with the light bar and everything?
I hope so.
It won't hit this?
I have no idea.
Putting doubt aside, Steve pushes on. From a chunk of solid aluminum, Wink sculpts a custom-made protective housing for his newly fabricated output shaft.
The big deal was...
Meanwhile, Mike and Lisa have some unplanned welding incidents.
The trigger on the welding gun. That just scared the shit out of me. Whoa! Oh! What happened? You shot out the hole. Singed all my hair.
You all right?
It's therapy. Some people spend $1,000 going to a psychiatrist. I beat with a hammer.
There we go. It's in now, in to stay. You just got to center it. Put a washer on each end, and then she's done.
Steve helps Mike with the plumbing and spots a wee problem.
It's got no water coming out of it.
What?
It's got no water coming out of it. There's no hole in the gasket, dude.
Oh,
Mike forgot to cut a hole in the center of the gasket. No water is going through this thing. Monster Garage mantra: A tisket, a tasket. Put a hole in this gasket.
Hey, it's a good job somebody's f***ing paying attention here.
That would have totally screwed us,
Oh,
too.
we would have been slight oversight on Michael's part.
Oh, fart. See? Fixed.
Perfect, look at that.
Doesn't have to be symmetrical.
No, it's got an hole in it.
There it is. We had to unbolt and bolt those flanges like 4 or 5 times before we could silicone them on.
Wink puts the finishing touches on the housing. The output shaft fits in the housing, but will it work on the pump?
This is kind of the nitpicky hard stuff, you know, the stuff that's got to work or we've got nothing, so. Here comes the Winkster.
At the end of a 16-hour day, Wink returns with the machined part.
Here I'm working with limited time. Believe it or not, when this thing was hot, it had 5 thousandths clearance. And now that it's cooled off, it came right to 1 thousandths and a half. And I mean, it'll be perfect on there.
Jesse and Wink approve of Lisa's welding.
Plumbing looks good. Looks like,
Yeah.
Be the same height.
Girl's pretty. She's a pretty hell of a welder. Yeah, and that's some
it
you
is.
know, and she's making decent.
The monster crew installed some plumbing and machined a new part, but there's only 1 day left. It's going to take every ounce of energy and a little bit of luck to complete the flame fighter on time. Monster Garage Factoid. A typical pumper fire truck costs more than $450,000. Monster Garage budget, $3,000. Day 6. It's Judgment Day for the build team, yet nothing is completed. The light bar doesn't spin, the monitor has not risen, and the pump is still dry. They have until sundown, or this mission is a complete failure.
Yeah, it's a real crunch day today.
All this skill and fabrication and welding experience, and we're all just plumbers.
We're on a mission.
A crucial package arrives.
I need a knife. To keep things simple, we're going to use a 500-pound, 12-inch travel linear motor. To raise the monitor, flip the lights, and open the lid. This little wimpy thing's going to do that.
But Mike is not so sure.
The weight we have could fracture this piece alone.
That's designed to lift 500 pounds.
Unbelievable.
The crew hastily installs the motor.
It's alive!
Where are all those naysayers now? Damn it! Done deal, Neil.
Right on.
Hold up, Neil. This little motor has a lot more lifting to do. The monitor, the roof, and the light bar still must be attached.
we gotta shorten this thing up. It's too heavy. We're gonna burn this thing up.
Is that why I like that thing? Oh, yeah.
Wink saves weight with a shorter, lighter nozzle, then talks himself into liking it.
I think it looks cool like that.
With that chromed?
I know.
Steve and Wink rig the light bar, monitor, and roof to operate as one. But the little motor that could, can't.
We're wrong with this.
Yes. So.
Is yours?
Screen door spring.
Wink's got another idea.
One that'll stretch a long ways.
Paul makes a run to the superstore and picks up the hardware to implement Wink's inspiration, garage door springs.
What we're doing now, we're welding in some brackets, some bolts. We're doing 2 garage door springs down to the framework, up to a counterbalance bar to help the linear motor. We decided to counterbalance it just because all the extra weight we're putting on this screw, anything will help.
Okay, let's see how good it goes up. Oh, yes.
That's better, isn't it?
Made a big difference, huh?
Mike and Lisa twist and shout to salute the garage's latest achievement.
Butt twist, good. Come on. Come on, Mike, do it again. Come on. Come on, Mike.
I didn't twist my butt.
Yes, he did. He had the little twist with the hand going. Come on, Mike. I did that. Come on, Mike. Get it, Mike. Hey.
Like a proud papa, Wink shows off his creation.
Look at that. That is just amazing.
He drilled the holes in his shop overnight, and it's ready to install. But will it work?
Everything in the car is
perfect. Doesn't even need a shim. Check it out. Look.
Oh, God. 5-tab backlash. Perfecto mundo.
As soon as I get this tightened up, we can crank up the car, make sure the pump works. Pretty bad time to make sure the pump works, huh? We're ready to fire.
You want me to do it?
Kick the tire and light the fire. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm in neutral now.
Okay.
I'll go into drive for a second and then pull it right back out.
Yeah!
The pump works.
Hey, man, it's pumping. It's pumping air. It just blew out a bunch of...
Wink grinds her into drive.
There, it's in. Oh!
Okay, you ready?
The output shaft spins. Once the rear drive shaft is connected, the rear wheels will turn. Success.
This was the first major milestone that we've hit. But this milestone, we couldn't reach it until we've gotten everything else done to this point. So it was a do or die project, and we know we're gonna do now. That's awesome. Good job, all of you guys.
It's not even rumbling.
We haven't even seen a drop of water go in or out of this thing, and we're congratulating each other. But
That's right, Mike. Don't light the cigars yet. Daylight is fading fast.
All we got to do now is cut the drive shaft. Then we can go to the next step, make the back wheels turn.
We're a fire truck. All we need now is the drive to the rear wheels, and we're a movable fire truck.
Cut it right there.
Paul cuts the old drive shaft down to size, while Wink conjures up a trick to make it fit the output shaft he made.
The welded washers on it been in an arc so that it'll take up the gap between this size drive line and the size that we've got. And now it's going to drive in place, and then that's going to center everything, and then we'll just weld it up.
Wink welds it up and tries to bash the piece with a lead hammer. But it takes something more primitive than that to drive it home.
Caveman style.
That's beautiful.
As the team puts on the final touches, they make bets on how far they'll be able to shoot the water.
100 feet. 105.
I'll say 120.
128 feet. 113.
100 feet's a long way.
Hey. Hey.
What's up? How you doing?
There is a flurry of activity in the monster garage.
I've got to get this hose in the car.
Jesse scores free rims from KMC Wheels, but the tires cost a pretty penny. They're left with $93.33, just enough for their favorite beverages.
Cool, huh?
That's the last weld.
The last weld before the test.
The last weld fuses and the team is done. It's time to put the rubber to the road.
Whoa, she's a puking.
There it is. I think we
overfilled it.
Just a tad.
we're still on the. Should we move it?
Just a little back and forth shimmy and the limo is free.
Yeah!
4, 5, 6, 7.
Mike scientifically measures off 100 feet.
Here's 100. This tape mark.
Wink guides the monitor stream to over 130 feet, surpassing the 100-foot standard.
This is fun.
The team has given it their all, but tomorrow is a new game. The fire is real, and the competition is fierce. The weary crew will sleep hard tonight, wondering if there was anything else they could have done. Late at night, while the exhausted crew sleeps, Tom Pruitt puts his finishing touch on the flame killer.
Go ahead and lay down a base coat of House of Color Blue Blood Red. And put about 3 jars of ice pearl on it. And then House of Color came up with this Fire Red. Man, it is some bright flake. I'm gonna go ahead and lay some down here on this limo to get an idea what it's gonna look like. Put some ice pearl on, a little bit of Fireball. Wow, isn't that pretty?
The master chef turns his recipe into reality, working all night to get it just right. Monster Garage factoid. President George Washington was a volunteer firefighter. He joined the Veterans Fire Engine Company in 1774.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Monster Garage Challenge. The Big Schwag and my co-host Frankie Whiteside here, and we are ready for the biggest barn burner in Monster Garage history.
You ain't kidding, Swag. We got a 4-alarm fire.
All units be advised, report of a structure fire 150 Loma Street.
The Long Beach Fire Department has been called in, and guess who else? The Monster Garage crew is responding as well.
Jesse James and his crew in their blood red 1996 Lincoln Town Car Stretch Limousine are ready, and the race to the fire is on.
Swag, the key is the Long Beach Fire Department has the experience, but does Jesse and his crew have the know-how to crush the big flame?
Well, it's neck and neck through the mean streets of Long Beach. Who will get to that fire first?
It looks like the Long Beach Fire Department is in the lead, Swag, but what is this? A moving van is in the middle of the street. This is going to cause problems for both teams.
Responding, we got a truck stalled at half. Please advise.
That knucklehead has stalled that truck.
Every second counts here. Property and lives are at stake. And the veteran crew of the Long Beach Fire Department won't panic. They will just find an alternative route to get to that fire.
Garage, you're obstructed.
That narrow neon Lincoln squeezes by the stalled truck and surges into the lead.
The Crimson Continental will be the first on the scene, Frank.
A car is on fire, a building is on fire, the whole place is on fire.
Long Beach is burning. But where is the Long Beach Fire Department? They are nowhere to be seen. Well, here we go. The proof is in the pumping. Will this Monster Garage creation put out the fire, Frank?
Swag, check out Jesse's Black Tie Battalion. They're dressed to put out a fire and then head straight to the Academy Awards.
The hose has been hooked up to the hydrant. The water is heading to the pump. Will it work?
Holy smokes, there it is!
The Inferno is no match for that monster blaster, pumping out 25 gallons of water a second, Frank.
Swag, that pump is throwing 110, 120, 140 feet into the air. It's taming that flaming beast.
While Jesse is putting out the fire in the building, his crew in the back with their secondary hoses is making shambles of that car on fire. No problem at all. And finally, Long Beach's finest have arrived on the scene, but it's too late. There's nothing left but ashes. Jesse and his dapper crew ride by victorious. That has gotta hurt, Frank.
For the legendary Long Beach Fire Department, second place is a slap in the face.
But Jesse's got no time for barbecues or weenie roasts, because the next challenge awaits in the Monster Garage.
Got a tool in mind.
I did. Nice. How do you do it? There's another latch inside of here, and once you open the top.
It's original.